You know it's this. Take a perk and a talk of that shit. Money swallowing like sis. Did it perfect in the kid. Got a billion who sang on my head. Look up better put on the road I just spent. I know we got $1 million. The devil that shit ain't not cheaper again.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to MangaMuse. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the 12th part of What If Naruto Meets Flash? Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of pyrohelixdrago on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. Next day. Please Joseph, get me out of here, Eva said from a mirror, crying her eyes out. No, let me make this clear, you don't exist anymore, the company is mine, and let's be honest, everyone thinks you're dead and you are never getting out of there, Eva, so rot in there, Joseph said. That's all I needed to hear, Eva said as she faded from his mirror, leaving it a regular mirror. Probably nothing, Joseph thought to himself, as what could a trapped person do? 1 hour later. So what can we do with this? Eva asked Naruto as they had pictures of him committing many illegal deals like black market deals, corporate espionage, solicitation to prostitution, hiring hit men and other crimes. What can't we do? This will ruin him, Naruto said to her. I want it to be slow, Naruto, I want him to suffer, Eva said as she wanted to make him suffer like how she did. Then let's ease the evidence out. Put it all out at once and he'll instantly go to prison, Naruto said as he could understand her need to do this. Naruto's phone rang, showing it was Barry calling. What's up? He said over the line. Guy was strangled, witnesses say it was by a shadow, Barry said. Please don't be Shikamaru, Naruto thought to himself. Well, duty calls, he said to Eva with a chuckle. Go get him, Eva said as she was gonna call Linda and ask her how to make this man squeal. Few minutes later. Petechiae around the eye, the crushed larynx. This poor chap has got fingerprints all round his neck, Julian said. What the hell, Naruto thought as he felt this area was dark. Hello, a man said looking at Naruto. Who are you? Naruto asked as he saw the man's hair, as he honestly looked like a devil. Clarion's the name, and making mischief is my game, Clarion said with a devilish grin. So tell me, Naruto, where's your mother? I had fun beating her into the ground, he said, smiling evilly. Who are you? Julian asked as he approached Naruto with some evidence. Shut it, puppet, the big boys are talking, Clarion said as he made Julian walk away. And that clearly ain't you, my dear chap, a man said as he walked in front of Naruto. What are you doing here? The only reason I haven't killed you is because killing humans is against my father's bloody rules, he said to Clarion. Ah, Lucifer, how's it feel knowing I took a lot of your demons? Well, let's call them souls, Clarion said as he chuckled. Careful with how you talk to me, because I could do something very bad to that cat of yours, Lucifer said. You enjoy chaos as much as I do, Clarion said, enjoying this little game. That may be true, but the way you do it is too messy, too quick. I rather enjoy taking my time, if you know what I mean, Lucifer said. Well, I think I'll take my time with this, Clarion said before a red-eyed orange cat meows loudly at his feet. What do you mean I'm no match for this old fart, Tickle? He said, obviously insulted. Ah, the only demon not born in hell, he dies, you die if I'm not mistaken, Lucifer said with a grin. You think I can't take you on, Morningstar? Clarion asked as black energy flowed in his hands. Please, try it, as I am bloody bored, Lucifer said as his eyes glowed red and the two had a stare off. Fine, I have better things to do than this, Clarion said as he vanished. That's what I thought, and you young man, I need to buy you a drink, Lucifer said as he grabbed Naruto. Where do you think you're going? Julian asked. Oh right, this guy, Lucifer said as he talked to him for a moment. Okay, you're good, let's go, he said as they disappeared. Few minutes later. I must say, and I hate this word, this drink tastes divine, Lucifer said as they were at jitters and he drank a Godspeed. Lucifer Morningstar, as in. Naruto was saying. The devil, yes, at your service my boy, Lucifer said. Let me guess, my mother called for you, Naruto said to him. Yes, lovely woman she is. Quite fearless I must say, Lucifer said. Why'd she call for you? Naruto asked him curiously. That brat's been getting crazier and she wanted someone that could protect you, Lucifer said as he rushed here when she stopped answering his calls. She's in a bit of a situation, Naruto said to him. Yeah, dealing with a Lord of Chaos, Lucifer said. Not that, Naruto said as they paid and left. Few minutes later. What the bloody hell am I looking at? Lucifer asked seeing two cocoons. That's my parents, Naruto said to him. Aliens? Lucifer asked getting an odd look from Naruto. My dad may have made the universe but his jurisdiction ends on this planet, he said as his father had limits. They got hit with this stone and they got put inside of them, Naruto said to him. Sounds like the work of the philosopher's stone, it had another name but that's easier to remember, Lucifer said. Can you get them out? Naruto asked him. Lucifer just laughed nervously a little. I have no clue, I think there's a way but none to my knowledge, he said sadly as he didn't lie. They've been in the DMN things for days, they should have came out by now, Naruto said as he wanted them out now. Well, why not just get a knife or something and cut these ugly things open and take them out? Lucifer asked curiously. I don't know what that'll do to them, Naruto said as that was risky at best. Well, I got nothing. I tried, Lucifer said. Why is Clarion even here in Central City anyway? Naruto asked him. Your mother was tied to something powerful, god type, old believe it or not kid, but a lot of gods in this world are powerful and heaven is just a bunch of assholes, Lucifer said to him. This wouldn't happen to be connected with the tailed beasts, would it? Naruto asked him. I always hated that, as it just sounds kinda boring to me, Lucifer said to him. But yes, your mother was an anchor of sorts, but with her like this is has weakened meaning wherever the totems are they'll be activating, he said to him. Naruto looked down and saw Kurama rubbing himself against his leg as the fox looked up at him. I know buddy, I'm worried about them too, Naruto said. I gotta ask, why do you always carry that hairball when you take him out instead of letting him walk? Lucifer asked as he's seen Naruto always carry Kurama when he takes the fox out and wondered why. Because every time I let him walk outside he tries taking me somewhere else instead of where we're supposed to go, Naruto said to him. Lucifer stared at the fox, it staring right back at him. Something about this one, he thought, thinking there was more to the fox than people thought. Next day. Naruto, come on, Ino said pleadingly. Fine, Naruto said as he gave in to Ino's demands to go shopping. Come on, you need something to take your mind off of all the stuff you're dealing with, Ino said as Naruto had been working hard and she kept persisting he take a break. Yeah, I know it's just been psycho after psycho lately, Naruto said, a little glad Ino didn't know about his alter ego. Well, maybe if you visited me and the other girls more often then maybe you wouldn't be focused on the crazy SHT that's been happening lately, Ino said to him, and who knows, maybe I'll give you a little show, she said. It's still freaky how some of the girls back home are here and I'm in a relationship with them, Naruto thought with a mental chuckle as he was dating Tsunade, Shizune, and Shizuka. So how about it, handsome, Ino said, pressing herself against him. She had very large DD cup melons, athletic body, and bubbly peach. Game on Ino, Naruto thought as he pressed himself into her, giving her a real feel of his muscles. I knew he was ripped, but was he made of marble, Ino thought as she felt Naruto's muscles. Wanna get a better look at them? Naruto asked her, seeing the blush on her face. How about these, Naruto, wanna see what's under the BR, Ino said as she had her hands under her bust making them pop out. Always, but I'd also like to see what's under here, Naruto said as he rubbed her hips. How about you show me right here, Ino said, grabbing his PP and blushed so brightly. Ino yelped in surprise as Naruto smacked her peach. Guess we're even, Naruto said with a grin. No wonder he has a HRM, that thing's massive, Ino thought as she just realized she lost as she was the blushing mess. Why don't we stop all this teasing and just get to the fun part? Naruto said, whispering into her ear. Ino looked at him, her cheeks very flushed from that thought as she always had a slight crush on Naruto, and seeing him be so assertive made her longing for him rise. So what's it gonna be, Flower Queen? Wanna have some fun, or are you just gonna go high and dry as we go shopping instead? Naruto asked her, breathing hotly into her ear. Ino whined as he stopped rubbing her body. Well, I'll take your silence as an answer. Let's go shopping, Naruto said as Ino whined some more. Maybe I could buy you something to wear for later, he said teasingly. Few hours later. You certainly know how to treat a girl, Ino said as Naruto took her to a spa. I have a large HRM, what do you expect? Naruto asked with a laugh. I expect to be treated like a princess, and I gotta say gold stars, Ino said to him. I always make sure to give my girls a good time, in more ways than one, Naruto said with a grin. You get us a private room? Ino asked him as this was a hot spring. No sorry, we got someone else joining, Naruto said as there was someone willing to share as theirs was private and open. Maybe if it's another woman, we can let them have some fun with us, Ino said teasingly while hoping for a woman. Just say the word and we can get this party started, Naruto said playing along. Few minutes later. Guess this room is all for us, Ino said as she and Naruto were there for a few minutes. Oh hello there, a woman said entering the room. She had low cups, a very curvy body, and a round peach. Hello, I'm Mei Terumi, she said introducing herself. Well hello gorgeous, Naruto said as Ino elbowed him in the side. You're not too bad to look at yourself there handsome, Mei said as she entered the water seeing Naruto's muscular chest. Nice tattoo, Naruto said as he saw a Japanese-style slug tattoo with the number 6 on it on her shoulder. Strange, he thought as he was sensing something from it but waved it off. Thanks, I happen to like it. You should have seen the look the tattoo maker had when I asked for it, Mei said as she chuckled. I can imagine, Ino said mumbling under her breath. Ah, don't be getting jealous now Ino, Naruto said. It's okay, I have that effect on women, Mei said sending her a wink. So are you two dating, she asked curiously. No, Naruto said as they never went on a date before. Oh honey, what's wrong? Too afraid to flaunt what you got to make a claim, Mei said to her. He has a HRM of women, so it's kinda hard to, Ino said blushing. And I keep telling her, just say when and we'll go, Naruto said making Ino blush even more. I like an assertive man, can you back up your confidence? Mei asked slyly. Is that a challenge ma'am? Naruto asked her with a grin. Please don't call me ma'am, Mei said as she was self-conscious about her age. Well, what would you like for me to call you, honey? Naruto asked her sending her a wink. That's better, Mei said with a kind smile. So are you two lovers? She asked wanting to know what their relationship was. Not yet, Naruto said giving her a sly grin. Really? Mei said in surprise but then smiled. Yeah, I gave her the choice of having some fun before we came here but she chose shopping instead, Naruto said. Ino's blush turned very dark. Maybe you and I can have some fun instead. I mean your friend must have other interests if she won't take the plunge with you, Mei said as she was very attracted to him. Yeah, but I'm not the kinda guy to leave someone on a date just for that, but we all could have some fun together, Naruto said. Ino smiled seeing Naruto sticking with her. Charming and noble, and they say chivalry is dead, Mei said even more impressed with him by his character. What do you say Ino, finally ready? Naruto asked her. Say it Ino, take the chance because if you don't I certainly will, Mei said as she looked at Naruto up and down, not an inch of him she didn't like. Ino pulled Naruto into a kiss. I like you okay, she said nervously. I've liked you for a long time, she said in admittance. I know, Naruto said as he wanted to let her choose if she wanted to be a part of his crazy life. Well, this is just so romantic, Mei said as she rested her face in her hand. But why tell him Ino when you can show him, she said as she ripped off Ino's towel and threw her own to the side. You don't mind if I join you? She asked Naruto with a confident grin. Not at all, Naruto said. Oh my, Ino thought in awe seeing his pee-pee as she and Mei took Naruto's towel off. Mei licked her lips hungrily. Finally a real man, she thought to herself as no man ever met up to her standards and often disappointed her in some way either personality-wise or where it really counted. Ino got on Naruto's lap and grinded her pee-pee against his long member and blushed. What's the matter Ino, can't back up all your talk, Naruto said as she saw she had a little less confidence. Ino blushed as all her teasing comments that she said to Naruto rushed to her mind. Come on, don't you want it? Mei asked as she got behind Ino and began rubbing her tips. You have a nice pair but not as large as mine, she said pressing her large bust against her back. Ino gulped nervously as she pointed Naruto's PP right at her PP and dropped herself onto it. Pretty brave, Mei said as she was impressed Ino tried to take it all in one go. She got on Naruto's side and began kissing his neck. I swear this feeling she feels so familiar, Naruto thought as he kissed Mei as Ino tried to adjust to his size. How tight is she? Mei asked him curiously. Very, Naruto said as Ino tried to take more of his PP into her with each move. You're huge, Ino said in pleasure. Gigantic is more appropriate, Mei said to her. I swear why are you so okay with this? Ino asked looking at Mei. Did you come here to get laid? She asked incredulously. Are you calling me a SLT little girl? Mei said to her with a glare. Let me be clear, I only have a CC with people that are worth my time and he is definitely worth it, so how about you stop talking, she said as she got behind Ino and made her take him to the base of his PP. F. Ino said as she screamed from the suddenness of taking Naruto into her PP. Music to my ears, Mei said with a smile. Can I expect the same treatment handsome? She asked Naruto flirtatiously. Definitely, Naruto said as he helped Ino up as she bounced on his PP. How do your women take this thing so easily? Ino asked, needing to know how a woman could take this monster. They get used to it, just like you will eventually, Naruto said. I swear look at him go, Mei thought as his in commanding tone made her hot. Ino screamed in bliss as she felt her mind beginning to shatter from the pure joy she was feeling. It's better than I imagined, she thought to herself as she had many fantasies about doing it with Naruto and none could compare to the real deal. She's not gonna last one round, is she? Mei asked Naruto. Most of the women that take it the first time don't, Naruto said. Oh handsome, I'm certainly not like most, Mei said to him as she watched Ino breathe and Why do I get the feeling that's true? Naruto said as he was getting an odd sense of familiarity from Mei but knew they had never met prior before, but yet he felt some sort of pull to her. Ino screamed as she climaxed all over Naruto's PP. There's something about her / him, Naruto and Mei thought as they felt connected in a way. Ino loudly as she felt Naruto go faster. If I knew he would have backed up all his teasing I would have let him have me from the start, she thought to herself. Naruto grunted as he leaked inside of Ino, making her scream in pure bliss. Look at all that juices, Mei thought, seeing drip from Ino's PP into the water. Ino laid her head against Naruto's shoulder, panting from the experience she just went through. Let me give you a moment to rest, Naruto said, taking her out of the water. Ino wanted to protest but her legs felt very numb and she was a little tired. My turn for a ride, Mei said lustfully. Yep, so how about you put those glorious tips to good use, Naruto said, pointing his PP at her face. Mei shivered from the order and began giving him a combination melons blow job. Naruto put his hand on the top of her head and pushed down, making her take even more of himself down her throat. Stretch out my throat, handsome, do it, Mei thought as she took more and more of his monster PP. Naruto stood up and began face her, loving the loud he heard from Mei. That's it, stud, show me who's boss, Mei thought as she wanted him to be forceful with her and to take full control. Naruto shoved her down to his base as he began leaking down her throat. I feel full, Mei thought as he pulled out her mouth and she rubbed her stomach. Naruto grabbed her by her waist and picked her up by her thighs. Oh god, those muscles aren't for show, Mei thought as he showed no signs of difficulty holding her up. Naruto shoved himself into her, making her loudly in pleasure as he began thrusting, without giving her time to adjust. Unknown to the both of them as they were getting lost in lust, Naruto had a tattoo appear on his back in similar style to Mei's but was a fox and had the number 9. Not so smug now are you, Naruto said to her. No god, I'm not, I swear, Mei said, not afraid to admit when she was beat. Mei wrapped her legs around Naruto, wanting him to be as close as possible, wanting him to get deeper inside her. Naruto took one of Mei's tips into his mouth, making her even louder. I swear maybe I should hire you, Mei said loudly. Naruto stopped momentarily. "Oh my god, you own the spa," he said to her. "Guilty as charged," May said to him. "I heard you were here and wanted you all to myself. The blonde was a fun side dish but you were the main course," she said to him. May loudly as Naruto smacked her peach. "You naughty girl," Naruto said to her as he was impressed by the lengths she went to come see him. "Yes, I have been a bad girl," May said as she wanted him to give her everything he had. Naruto began pounding her pee furiously. "How about I make you an offer," he said to her. "What kinda offer?" May asked, playing along. "That I invest here and you and me and maybe a few of my girls have fun in here," Naruto said, hearing her and tighten from the excitement she got from the thought. "I'd love that," May said as she liked that idea very much. May louder as Naruto picked up the pace. She held on to him tighter as she felt her mind beginning to cloud and break from the joy she was feeling. "I swear, what is it about her?" Naruto thought as she was driving him wild. "You really are determined to show that women black out after the first round," May said as Naruto leaked inside her pee. "Yeah, but you seem to be able to go a lot longer," Naruto said, very impressed. "I've always been a bit of a stamina freak," May said as she wanted to be screwed hard by him. "Let's see who has the most stamina," Naruto said with a smirk as he got on his back and she immediately began to ride him. "That sounds like a challenge," May said as she rode him furiously and louder as he groped her peach and ate one of her tips. "One I intend to win," Naruto said to her. 4 hours later. "I swear this room will smell like SEC forever," May thought to herself as she and Naruto stained the walls with their very essence. "Give up yet?" Naruto asked her. "Yes, you clearly have more stamina than me," May said as she admitted defeat as Naruto had stuffed her busy to the brim and the moment he pulled out it all leaked into the water. May then slumped afterwards, exhausted from all that intense love-making. "Is it always like this?" Ino asked Naruto, also exhausted as she leaked around hour 3 but was quickly put back down by the two of them. "Yep," Naruto said to her. "Now let's get out of here," he said as he easily picked the two of them up and they left the room going to May's office, luckily not seen. Few hours later. "Mind explaining to me why Wally's in the pipeline?" Naruto asked Barry as he had an alert as when Iris drugged Barry he put a scanner in it to alert them if one of the team was put in there without the others knowing. "Alchemy is calling him," Barry said as they didn't have much choice. Okay, less pissed is he having moments?" Naruto asked as Frankie told them it was like going in and out of a trance. "Yes, he was at the prescient with Joe when suddenly he drops and holds his head screaming as Alchemy or Savatar or whatever was calling him to him," Barry said. They were all brought out of their thoughts as Wally ran out. "I thought he was in the cell," Naruto said as he was always upping the tech in that. "OF Savatar has Barry's handprint," he thought to himself as it read Barry was the one to open the cell. "I ain't picking Wally up, he could be anywhere," Caitlin said from the desk. "Frankie, do you know where this might happen?" Naruto asked as the husks may have been found at different locations. It might have meant where his happened was one place in particular. "Yes, but I'm afraid." "Clarice was found dead in his cell," Frankie said, afraid of what they would do. "Nothing is going to happen to you, Frankie, I promise," Naruto said as he was fully intent on protecting her and Savatar wasn't aiming for his friends. "Okay, follow me," Frankie said as she was a little spotty on where she became magenta. Few minutes later. "SHT we're too late," Barry said as they saw Wally in a cocoon. "Dad," Frankie said as she quickly went to magenta. "What is it?" Naruto asked her as they saw men in robes come out. "Of course he has a cult," Barry said. "That means they're your cult, man," Naruto said, making Barry think on that one. "Think they'll listen to me?" Barry asked him curiously. "Probably not," Naruto said as Barry had yet to become Savatar, so none would listen. A whistle flash of light tackled Barry as to all the non-speedsters. It seemed Barry was just being pressed up against a wall by something, but to Naruto he could see who it was: Savatar. "Let's go for a run," Savatar said as they were then gone. "If I can't track them, that suit is vastly increasing his speed," Naruto thought as he was in slow motion compared to Savatar. "Hold it," Magenta said as she wrapped Alchemy up in metal but was tackled by a acolyte. Oh, you just made a big mistake, Naruto said as he zipped around punching all of the acolytes, knocking them out. Now let's see who's behind the mask this time, he said as he removed Alchemy's mask to reveal Julian. Great, a secret, he thought as he needed this to be a secret, as if Barry made Savatar everything Barry knew Savatar knew. He moved Julian as far away from there as possible and brought him home. Dude, what about Barry? Cisco asked over the comms. Get Caitlyn and Frost, and when he stops, take them there, Naruto said as cold was the enemy to all speedsters and slowing Savatar down may pull him back into the Speed Force. 1 hour later. Ow, Cisco said as he laid on a bed in the med lab wiping away some BLD that came from his nose with a tissue. New record for your breach making, Naruto said to Cisco, impressed by his skills. Just don't ask him to do any breaches for a while. The MRI I did on his brain showed the signs similar to that of a mini slide, Caitlyn said. We need to fix those goggles, Naruto said as the goggles acted as a limiter for Cisco as his body couldn't handle the strain from his powers. Have your parents got out of their cocoons yet? Barry asked him. No, not yet. What the hell is happening in there? Naruto asked, wondering what versions of his parents were in there. Hey, if someone like Claris regained powers in Flashpoint, do you think someone from your original world would regain the powers they had back there? Barry asked him. Maybe, but I don't know why Savatar would pick that version, plus these have been a little random, dude, Naruto said as Linda wasn't from Flashpoint and she was a speedster. I don't know, man, I just wish they would come out already. Barry said when suddenly the cocoons holding Minato and Kushina began to shake. I swear I was kidding, he said holding up his arms as Minato and Kushina came out, peeling off a layer of skin as if they molted. Mom, Dad, Naruto said as he ran to them and embraced them. 1 hour later. These are you parents from your world, that is so dope, Cisco said as Naruto told him a lot about those versions. What's wrong with her? Frost asked as Kushina was hugging Frankie tightly. Desperately wants grandkids, Naruto said to her. And I'm going to get them, Kushina said happily, not even a little angry her son had a HRM. Catch, Cisco said tossing a ball at Kushina which she sliced into shreds. Ninja skills plus assassin skills plus chakra and add in a little magic makes the best badass alive, Kushina said to them. So I was right, they were regaining what they had in your world, Barry said to Naruto. Apparently, Naruto said as he felt more close to his parents. You think the same will happen to everyone that was in your world? Cisco asked. Probably, and probably with some differences, Naruto said as you never knew what was gonna happen in those cocoon things. Next day. Dad, you gotta hide me, Magenta asked in urgency. Okay, what happened? Naruto said as Magenta rarely peered her head or took control as she was slowly merging with Frankie. Your mother is insane. I'm not AF doll, she's making me try dresses, Magenta said in worry. Ah, Naruto thought as Frankie and Magenta didn't like girly things. Please make her stop, I haven't had any time to myself since she woke up, it's driving me crazy. Magenta said in terror. Only my mother could scare someone by being nice, Naruto thought with a chuckle. Alright, I'll talk to her, he said as she hid in the lab. Naruto, have you seen Magenta? Kushina said as it was not odd to her whatsoever about her and Frankie having the same body. Naruto just pointed in a direction and the maternal woman ran. Thank you, Frankie said. Now come on, how about we go get some ice cream, Naruto said, wanting to spend time with his daughter. Aren't you forgetting some people? Frost said as she and Caitlyn came along. Later with Kushina. You're terrifying, I hope you know that, Minato said as Kushina just smiled as if taking it as praise and a compliment. I know dear, Kushina said happily watching her son spend time with his own family. STR Labs. How fast are they going? Naruto asked. Faster than before, whatever that stone blast did to you all, it really sped you up, Cisco said and then froze. Breach, he said as a second later one opened up. Wait, it's us, Barry, one said as he came through. What did you mess up this time, me? Barry asked his E1 counterpart. Wow, what did I do to myself? I look badass, Cisco, one asked curiously. Dude, this is like BS cosplay, Cisco said as he looked at himself. Is that Reverb's visor? Cisco, one asked himself. Yep, got them after he sacrificed himself as did Rupture before he gave me a boost and Rupture gave Dante his powers, Cisco said as he had been training his brother. Okay, this Earth is so much cooler than ours, Cisco, one said as he looked around seeing the advanced lab. Whoa, two Caitlins. Barry, one said in surprise. We can catch you up on the SHT later, what did you come here for? Frost asked looking at him. Alien invasion, Barry, one said to them. Gear up, Naruto said to Cisco as he made a phone call. Booyah, taking our awesomeness to our crappy counter world, Cisco said with a chuckle. Cisco, one looked at his Barry with a look. Yeah, I'll explain that later, Barry, one said to him. We're here, Linda said as she came in with Frankie. Okay, me, Linda, Caitlin, Frost and Dash, Naruto was saying till he was interrupted as an alarm went off. Is that you? Barry asked his counterpart. Nope, Barry, one said to him. It's an alarm at CCC, Naruto said as he went to the college to see a woman who was on fire, that's Valentina Vostok, he thought as that was Lily Stein's partner here. Few minutes later. Who's this, Cisco, one asked in confusion. Meet Valentina Vostok and Lily Stein. Okay, wow, the professor was right when fused it is confusing, Naruto said. Who's in control? Barry asked curiously. Valentina, now come on, she's coming with us, Naruto said to them as his Cisco made a breach. Now be careful, usually that first step dash, Cisco was saying until Naruto sped them through. Earth 1. Is a doozy, whoa, Cisco finished as everyone groaned and leaned down. Yeah, world hopping is a bit different than speed travel, Barry said. How fast have you guys gotten? Barry, one asked as he didn't see them move. Whoa, does world hopping always make your stomach feel like it got turned upside down? Frost asked. A lot faster and you get used to it, Naruto said answering both questions. Naruto was still amazed how fast they were as he clocked them and he hit 12,000, Barry at 10,000, Linda and Patty at 9,500, and Wally at 8,000. Maybe we can compare at the speed lab, Barry, one said. Well, now we have everyone, he said as everyone looked at this world's Arrow team and Legends team. Ugh, God, Lily said as she and Valentina separated, that's gonna take some getting used to, she said in slight discomfort. Next time if you're gonna recreate your father's work call me, Naruto said as he was glad they were safe. Hi, Barry said to the Earth 1 counterparts of the teams. Oh God, Oliver said as there was two of Barry. Who's this guy, Heatwave said looking at Naruto. Naruto Namikaze aka Godspeed, the fastest man alive, Naruto said introducing himself. And my counterpart's daughter has the powers of Firestorm. Martin asked in confusion as he saw them unwind. You recreated the Matrix, sorta. Me and her finished it and boom, Lily said laughing a little. And your friend just happens to look like the Soviet lady that tried to become Firestorm here? Jax asked a little on edge. You must be thinking of my great-great-grandmother, Valentina said. The hell is everyone else, Naruto asked not seeing the others. Oh, Snart kinda die-eyed, Ray said as he felt nervous and uncomfortable. Well, our Snart didn't he just got blasted into some time PRD, Barry said. And they have two Caitlins, Magenta, and Linda's a speedster. Iris asked in confusion. Yeah, their world kinda has all of this, mine and Kara's worlds but very, very different, Barry, one said to them. By different you mean cooler, Cisco said to them. Booyah, Naruto said as the two high-fived. And I see that, your suit makes you look cooler, Cisco, one said as he looked at Barry's suit. Yeah, Naruto upgraded us, Barry said to him. Why are there two of me, Caitlin, one asked as she saw her and Frost. Ours must have never gotten a wardrobe upgrade, Frost said looking at Caitlin, one thinking she dressed rather plain. Best team up ever, Felicity said in amazement. Okay, Cisco, we should probably get started, Oliver said to the tech person of Team Flash. Cisco, one clicked a button on a remote that made a conjoined screen made of 6 televisions show some creature in the woods. Okay, these are the Dominators. We don't know much about them, VERYYYY said, not starting the meeting off well. Except they're really strong, Kara said, making them look at her. I heard a lot of stories about them when I was a kid. They came to my planet before I was born. They did experiments on a lot of people. Killed a lot more, she said sadly, as Krypton had a lot of dark history. Well, they're not the only ones with superhuman strength, I hear. Barry says that you're more powerful than a locomotive, Thea said, making Kara look at Barry, who just shrugged. We should use Kara as a stand-in for training, Oliver said, wanting to take full advantage of someone strong like the other aliens. Since when was Robin Hood calling the shots? Mick asked as he ate a sandwich. What I think Mick is trying to say is it would be nice if we knew who was in charge around here, Jack said, wanting to know who the leader of this collaboration was. Maybe we should take a vote. Choose a leader. Someone we can all trust, Ray said, as that seemed fair to him. Well, I trust Oliver. He's got my vote, Cisco, one said, barely hiding his sadness and anger. Naruto and the group gave VERYYYY a glance at that. Appreciate that, Cisco, but Barry put us all together. It should be him, Oliver said, as that was what he believed. VERYYYY gave Oliver a questioning look, who nodded back to him. Fair enough, Cisco, one said, knowing he'd be outvoted. Okay. Cool, alright, well, I guess as team leader, first thing to do is start out by. VERYYYY said, trailing off. Doing a test run, Oliver said, helping him along. Let's do a test run. Yeah, let's do a test run. VERYYYY said. Against Supergirl, Oliver said, once again helping his friend. Against Supergirl, alright. Test run against Supergirl, Barry said, as everyone didn't think Barry was really up for the task as leader. Are we just supposed to pretend like we can't hear him? Naruto and Sarah asked at the same time, smiling at one another. So just suit up. MMK. Look alive. We're training to fight aliens by fighting an alien, Barry said. Do it. HR said, chiming in. Everyone walked away after that to get ready. This'll be quick, Naruto said, cracking his neck. You think you can take me, tough guy? Kara asked with a chuckle. I've gone up against you, your sister and your cousin, Naruto said. He has really, Barry said, as he actually saw them do it in the training area. Please, Kara said, as she didn't believe it. Says the woman who tries to get on top of me all the time, but she always finds herself against the bed, Naruto said, getting many responses, mainly sounds of praise from Sarah, chuckles from a few, and blushes from the rest. Yeah, in his world he has a HRM. You're in it, Thea's in it, and so is Sarah, VERYYYY said. I like the sound of this world, Sarah said, really wanting to go. Yeah, would you like it more knowing technically you're also sleeping with your sister? Naruto asked. Laurel is alive? Sarah asked in seriousness. Yes, and sorta, it's complicated, Barry said, as it was still confusing to understand. You're dating my sister, Oliver asked Naruto threateningly. Yep, Naruto said, unafraid. There already gave you this speech, hasn't he? Oliver asked, as he felt like he already knew the answer to that. So did our Stein when I started dating Lily and her now fusion partner, Naruto said to him simply. This guy gets around, Sarah said, impressed and very attracted to him. Yep, don't get me started on the THRSM I had with you, Thea and Nissa, Naruto said, as those got rough for everyone involved. Hey kid present, Caitlin said, as she's had her hands over Frankie's ears the whole time. Cool, a suit, Frankie said in amazement. You adopted Frankie? Caitlin, one said in surprise, as she always wanted children but never once thought of adoption. Yep, she's our daughter, Frost said, as she and Caitlin were co-mothers. We can talk differences between worlds later, okay, Naruto said, as he felt this would take a long time. Few seconds later. I thought you were joking, Kara said, as he took her down fast. Nope, like I said, you always manage to be on the bottom, and so does your sister a lot. You've slept with me and my sister? Kara asked, blushing up a storm. Sometimes together, Naruto said, making her blush brighter. That gives me an idea, Mick said as he had a thought he wanted to do for a long time. And what's that, my scorching otherworldly buddy? Naruto asked as Mick looked at him funny. We're friends on your Earth, Mick asked as he had little friends. Yep, you, Lisa, and Snart, Naruto said. OSHT, Mick said as he forgot about the sister of his partner he tried to kill a while back. So what is it you're wanting to do? Besides burn something, Naruto asked as burning things was Mick's whole thing. I like you, Mick said as burning SHT was what he loved to do. Check it, do the thing, Barry said to Naruto. Naruto snapped his fingers and made a small flame come on the end of his thumb. You can control fire. That's awesome, Mick said as he loved this guy already. And water, and wind, and lighting, and earth and half a dozen other things, Naruto said as he made the flame on his thumb go out. Hey, before we go into battle, wanna have some fun, Sarah said as she was very turned on. Oh my, Barry said with a chuckle as the other members of Team Godspeed joined in. I'm always up for a good time, anywhere, Naruto said. Hey, if you're lesbian, you're not gonna be anymore, Linda said whispering to Sarah. Sarah usually preferred women but men were okay. 1 hour later. SHT, I swear I think he F'd me straight, Sarah asked sore as hell. Told you, Linda said as she was healing fast. Now let's get dressed, the others are probably lost without us, Naruto said as they all got dressed. Few minutes later. Booyah, still better than E1 me, Barry said as Barry1 laid on the ground. Who taught you how to fight? Raz al Ghul. Oliver asked as Barry kicked both their asses. Nope, the guy that killed him, Barry said. Me? Oliver asked, wondering how he got that good. Nope, Naruto, he killed him and gave the league to Nissa, Cisco said to them. Yeah, she's now known as the Demoness as well as Black Arrow when she's kicking butt, Linda said. She's a hero there. Oliver asked as Nissa mainly did her own thing nowadays. Gotta give people a chance, man, Naruto said as he walked in. Yeah, besides, she's actually training the league for the better, making it something good, Barry said. Your world sounds like a bit of heaven, Oliver said as he wondered where they went wrong. Yeah, well, one difference being you there no longer has a stick up his ass, Barry said as Barry1 gave him a look of surprise. Yeah, put a bit of a backbone in my buddy here, Naruto said giving Barry a pat on the back. I'm hungry, Frankie said. Well, I always am, let's go, Naruto said as they left. Has Savatar showed, Barry1 asked him. Yep, Barry said as he was assuming the time between their Earths synced up. Anything you can give? Barry1 asked curiously. The last time I messed with time coming via here, SHT almost hit the fan blades, so sorry dude, you're kinda on your own there, Barry said to him. Not an issue anymore, Naruto said as after the Barry1 F up there wasn't much to worry about now. Oh, so we can just speak our minds about stuff for them? Barry asked him. Try to keep it to a minimum because you know how time likes to F with things, Naruto said as he hated time travel. True, Barry said as he knew that better than anyone. Few minutes later. So wait, Grodd is a good guy there? Cisco1 asked as they ate and talked about the differences between their worlds. So is King Shark, Black Siren, many of them including Brie Larvin, Shauna Baez have all joined the team. The internet has been calling us the Justice League, Naruto said. Do you have any idea how corny that sounds? Barry1 asked him. Sounds like a baseball team, he said to him. True, Naruto said having no way to deny that. So Frankie, how is it being raised by me and Frost? Caitlin asked, wondering about Frost. You sounds like you don't like Mama Frost, Frankie said as she saw the fearful look Caitlin had of Frost. Mama Frost? Barry1 said with a chuckle as that made Killer Frost seem way less terrifying. Got a problem with my name Speedy Gonzalez, Frost said giving her a look. You should see our mom, they called her Dr. Blizzard, Caitlin said as her mom got more involved using her powers. Moms like you, us? Caitlin1 asked. Yep, just a tad bit stronger, Frost said to her. So you both have the powers? Cisco, one asked. Yep, Caitlyn and Frost said as they made icy mists. Their former split personality thing made them the perfect people to raise Frankie because of Magenta, Naruto said as they understood Frankie especially after Frankie fused with Magenta. So Dante is alive and became Rupture? Cisco, one asked. Dante's dead? Cisco asked in surprise and sadness. Yeah, Cisco, one said as he sent a look at Barry, one. No, Cisco said as Naruto and Barry told him about Flashpoint, but to find out that Barry caused his brother's fate was a tough pill as Barry was like a brother. It was because I tried to fix the timeline back, Barry, one said in regret. So I'm guessing that's why she's like that? Naruto asked as he saw Caitlyn one's cuffs. That I had no idea about since she was hiding it for a while, Barry, one said hoping he wasn't the cause. So Daddy experimented on you too, huh? Frost said as she looked at Caitlyn. What? Caitlyn said in surprise. Apparently Dad was experimenting on himself using a cryogenic therapy that caused I should say former predicament, Frost said to her. Well, my dad, your dad is in there and was doing it to save you, otherwise you'd have died, she said as good and evil was a constant battle in Caitlyn's dad. My dad is dead, Caitlyn, one said in certainty. Yeah, we think that too, but with the craziness of our lives he may not be, Frost said to her as she felt her mom was hiding something from he. So does John have a son instead of a daughter there? Barry, one asked wondering if he F it up there too. What? No, he has twins, Junior and Sarah, Naruto said. Okay, wow, seems like you got the same effects but in a non-F-up way, Barry, one said a little jealous. It's how we react, dude. You need to be certain in yourself and what did you do in certain situations, not get desperate or try and be someone else, Barry said as he sometimes thought he needed to be someone else. Okay, wow, I never thought a speech like that would come from myself, Barry, one said as this was. I taught him well, so where's Wally? Why ain't he helping, or where's Patty? Linda asked curiously. Of course your Wally also has speed, Barry, one said to them. Patty left Central City to become a CSI, Cisco, one said as that was kinda sad for Barry. Wow, ours got online stuff and Naruto helped her earn her degree, Caitlyn said as Patty graduated. Dude, no offense but you got the short end, Barry said to himself. Frankie burped loudly before covering her mouth with a laugh. Glad to know no matter the universe Big Belly Burger still tastes like Big Belly Burger, Naruto said with a chuckle as he burped louder than his daughter. Like father like daughter, Caitlyn said almost sounding proud. Say, how about we compare speeds? Barry asked Barry, one with a grin. 1 hour later. Are you telling me the tachyon device is always active? Naruto asked Cisco, one. Yeah, Cisco, one said to him. So if I'm guessing this right, the tachyon device increases his speed 4x and right now he's moving just under 8,000, meaning his base speed is 2,000, Naruto said as that was pitiful for a speedster after this long. You're a genius where you come from, Cisco said as the way he said it proved it. Who, natural speed and still faster baby. Barry said inside the tube as he and his counterpart did laps around it. Barry, one felt a little pathetic as he felt like he wasn't living to his potential as his other self had more speed than he did even with the tachyon device. My turn, Linda said as the two exited the ring. Barry and her high-fived as she sped in and kept up with him as she got a little faster than her last speed record but was still slower than Barry. Step aside, time to show you a MSTR of speed, Naruto said. Linda did a humorous bow as she got out of his way. You're gonna love this, Barry said to the others. Naruto began running. Even outside they felt a sonic boom and the wind pick up. Why is his lightning black and white? Barry, one asked as he thought that was cool. He's connected to both the positive and negative speed force, Caitlyn said. Thawne's still kicking, Barry, one said in surprise. Time travel SHT, and it's kinda like what it was with Snart, Cisco said. Yeah, strangely we're kinda getting used to him, Barry said neutrally as he still didn't like him, but learning about his BLD connection to Thawne he felt saddened and less angry. Okay, good. Thawne never thought that would ever happen, Cisco, one said as he was still sore about his other timeline self. Yeah, he did kill my mother, but thanks to Naruto he's become likable and very, very awkward when I found out the truth, Barry said sadly. What truth? VERYYYY asked him. Eddie, at least in my world, was my twin brother, Barry said to him, deadly serious. What? VERYYYY and the others said as VERYYYY tripped after hearing that. Naruto got him and the two exited the ring. Eddie was my twin brother. My fraternal twin brother. VERYYYY said, wait, then am I related to Eobard? He asked, feeling like his life was a lie. Yeah, had the same reaction when I found out, thanks to Reverb, Barry said as it was still not fun. But we really don't know if the similarities between our worlds go there, so maybe you're in the clear, Naruto said as they shared the same date now. Yeah, maybe you're right. VERYYYY said. There ain't any maybes with this guy, he's always right, Barry said as Naruto actually gave Stein a lecture in time travel which lasted about 4 hours. Naruto saw this world's Wally poking his head into the speed lab before walking off. What's up with him? He asked. He wants to be a hero but nobody wants to help him as we're afraid he'll get hurt, VERYYYY said as he was not getting involved with that argument with Joe again. That's the biggest load of SHT I've ever heard, Barry said as Wally was doing fine on his Earth. Yeah, hey, I'll be right back, Naruto said, taking off as they still had time before the assault on the Dominators. Where's he going? VERYYYY asked curiously. I try not to ask, Barry said to himself. With Naruto. Come on out, Naruto said as he saw Savatar come out. I gotta ask, are you mine or Barry of this Earth? He asked the man. Two Savatars can't occupy the same Earth, so if I was the other one I wouldn't be able to be around him, Savatar, one said to him. Conflicting speed force energies, Naruto said as it was like magnets with the same charge. Yes, but I am this world's Savatar, why have you summoned me? And why are you not on your knees before your god, Savatar, one said. Okay, clearly liking our Savatar better, Naruto said as his Savatar didn't have this one's ego. I will admit you and Barry are faster but nowhere near my speed, Savatar, one said to him. Yeah, clearly considering that suit made from the Philosopher's Stone is what's doing that, Naruto said as he had been trying to guess what Savatar, 1 speed, and to him this man was around 1 million. You know my real name and how I came to be, don't you, Savatar, one asked as this man seemed too comfortable around him. Yep, you told us yourself, Naruto said to him as he didn't need a repeat in history. And because of conflicting worlds and alternating timelines, you cannot tell this world's Barry, Savatar, one said to him. Nope, time rules are a real beat, Naruto said to him. Tell me about it, Savatar, one said as that was the reason why he was here. So did you just come to compare Savatars or did you really want something? He asked him. I'm sorry for what happened to you, Barry, Naruto said as he took off. That's not my Savatar, one said as he was pulled into the Speed Force. Compared to my Savatar, that guy is a snail, Naruto said to himself as thanks to his training Barry made his Savatar much more faster than that one. Later at the hangar. Even after Flashpoint? After everything you've messed? After all the lives you've changed, you still think you shouldn't tell them? Cisco, one said to Barry, one. Okay, clearly walked into the drama, Naruto said as he arrived. Tell us what? Sarah asked curiously. Jax and Professor Stein found a message from me in the future saying that, right now, I can't be trusted. Barry, one said to them as Naruto face-palmed at the sheer idiocy. I swear even when this guy is trying to trust himself he's vague and F himself, Naruto thought as he understood what the man meant. And why would future you say that? I think because I went back in time and changed the timeline, and now things are different than before I left, including some of your lives, Barry, one said. Some of our lives? Like who? Kara asked curiously as she was glad she wasn't affected. Caitlin, Cisco, Wally. Dig, Barry, one said. Me? Why, what happened? Dig asked him, wondering what originally happened. Hey, apparently you had a daughter, Oliver said to him as calmly as possible. You erased my daughter, Dig asked. No dude, she still exists, but to you it never happened, Naruto said, as that was what happened with other timelines when altered they became different Earths. You can't just go back and change things like that, Barry. Do you know how hard it is for me to alter events? To bring my sister back. But I don't, because I know the implications, Sarah said in anger as she had to restrain herself every day not to do it. All those aberrations we spent the last 8 months trying to fix, you just decided it was okay to make your own? Ray asked. We should have told them before, Jack said, as that was their team and they should have been the ones to tell them. Guys, that was Lila. The Dominators have the president, she needs us now, Felicity said as they all left. Few minutes later. It doesn't feel the same without other me, Barry said. This is why I rarely keep secrets, dude, too much trouble, and or if I tell them too early it breaks rules, Naruto said as he informed the girls he had secrets due to the nature of his powers. It would have been safe to wait. Sure we're in the right place? Ray asked curiously. Yep, this is where the tracer last left a signal, Kara said as she dropped down. He's in there. How do you know that? Mick asked curiously. I have X-ray vision, Kara said. Oh, so you can see everyone's bits with those peepers, Mick said. And no, I'd never, Kara said to them. In my world you do, Naruto said to her. Ignore him, Ray said, as that's what they all did when Mick got like this. Why would I use my X-ray vision on people? Kara asked him quietly. You've been doing it after that little incident with pink kryptonite, Naruto said to her as she eyed a lot of women. How'd you get the name Heatwave? Kara asked, changing the subject. I burned my family alive, and I like to light things on fire, Mick said in a reminiscent tone. Oh, well, that's a colorful backstory, Kara said, wondering how he got on this team. Well, my shrink thinks so. By the way, I'm not calling you Supergirl, that's stupid, Mick said to her. You could call me Kara, Kara said. Won't work either, Mick said. Well, what are you gonna shout when you need my help? Kara asked, wondering what she was gonna respond to. Skirt, Mick said simply. Seriously? Kara said. Seriously, and I won't need your help, Mick said as they entered the building. As they entered the warehouse they kept an eye on everything. Look, the president, Diggs said. Get me out of here, the man said, calling out. Something don't feel right, Naruto said as he froze time and touched the others, bringing them to his level of speed. Cool, is everything frozen? Kara asked as she noticed nothing was moving but them. Not everything, Barry said as he pointed up and saw a Dominator walking towards a device. We knew you would come, the Dominator said as he noticed the glowing necklace it was wearing. Did anybody else hear that? 'Cause I heard it in my head, Ray asked curiously, wondering if he snapped. Yeah, we heard it, Sarah said. Well, if nobody else is freaking out, be it far late for me to, Ray said. Release the president, Frost said. He is not who we want, the Dominator said to them. The Dominator then fired at the president, disintegrating him. It's a trap. Diggs said. The Dominator touched the device beside it, exposing them to some red energy. Naruto's tattoo glowed from underneath his suit before the energy shot out of him. Okay, that was new, he said as he felt a rush going through his body and then let time resume as he could literally see the others' minds glow. Barry might need some backup, he said over the comms. Jax and Valentina stood side by side as they blasted him with conjoined fire blast. I swear, Naruto said as he made a vacuum and knocked them out, also stopping Dig and Thea quickly, and all that was left was Kara, Caitlyn, Frost, Magenta, Cisco, Barry, Linda, Sarah and Ray. Frost and Caitlyn sent him through a wall with a cold blast. Naruto groaned as he got up before rolling out of the way of some barrels that Magenta tossed at him. You aliens are so very dead, he said as they were using his family and loved ones against him. Soon red lightning could be seen coming in and killing the Dominator. Hey bud, Eobard said as he helped Naruto up. Oh great, you, Barry, one said as he came with Oliver. This the guy? Oliver asked as this was basically Barry's worst enemy. Yep, that's his real face, Barry, one said. Nice to see you too, duck, Eobard said as they all dodged a vibration blast from Cisco. Excuse me, Naruto said as he vibrated and fried the device. 1 hour later. Ugh, this is new kind of hangover, Barry said holding his head. So what was it like being mind-controlled and stuff? Felicity asked as she held an umbrella over herself and Mick. I didn't realize Mick had a mind to be controlled, Jack said with a chuckle. Hey Barry, about before, message or no message, we're still with you, Ray said as Barry was their friend and he proved that by saving them. We're being watched, Naruto said as he sped off and found an old man government-looking NSA, he thought looking at the man's badge, something tells me you know more than you let on old man, he said as he brought him to STR Labs. 10 minutes later. Are you kidding me, Naruto asked him. Nope, just as you left Sarah, Oliver, Dig, Thea and Ray got shot up, Barry, one said to him. Okay, well this sucks especially since that guy is basically a mole giving the aliens whatever they want, Naruto said to the remaining team. Anything we can do? Barry asked. Not here, we need to go to Star, Felicity said. Road trip, both Ciscos said at the same time. Few hours later. Okay, I get it, Mad Dog said as he made a few comments and now his entire suit was pink. Yeah, he pranks for a living, Cisco said with a chuckle. Alright, do you have anything of his that we can vibe off of? Cisco, one asked Felicity as she gave him some of Oliver's gear. Got him, both Ciscos said as they opened a breach. Jinx, you owe me a soda, Cisco said as his other self sighed. Suddenly everything began getting sucked into the breach like a vacuum. You opened it into space, close it, close it. Naruto said as everyone was holding on to something. Let's try and get closer this time, Cisco said to himself. No. Everyone said. We're not doing that unless you're exactly on point, Naruto said as he could breathe in space, everyone else not so much. Think we can use this? I swiped it from the Dominator ship in Central City, Cisco, one asked as held some device. You what? Felicity said in surprise. We're gonna hack alien tech. This is seriously the best day in my entire life. Curtis said happily, I got just the thing for it, be right back, he said as he ran out of the room. I haven't seen him run so happy since I asked him to help with Bree's surgery, Naruto said. Bree as in Brie Larvin, Felicity asked him in surprise. Yep, put a chip in the base of her spine and took out her tumor, Naruto said to her. Cisco shivered in slight disgust as he remembered that day. You helped her? Felicity asked him in surprise. Yep, we dated back when she worked for Mercury Labs, you back home is very jealous of her, Naruto said to her. Why? Felicity asked wondering why she was jealous. Because she's the smartest and greatest hacker in the entire world, Naruto said to her. Thanks to her unlocking her chakra, Cisco said chiming in as ever since they all got chakra they got upgrades to their individual skills and power. That's impossible, Felicity said as nobody has ever out-hacked her. That's what you said back home right before Bree hacked all of the systems and locked you in the Arrow Cave until you admitted it, Naruto said with a chuckle. Like I said, our world is so much cooler than yours, Cisco said to them. Next day. Are you serious right now, Naruto asked Barry, one as he was looking at the newspaper in the time vault. Hasn't yours changed? Barry, one asked him. No, cause we haven't touched this SHT. Do you learn nothing? Past future always affects the present. Using this is a surefire way of making it happen, Naruto said as they were basically making sure this timeline was gonna happen. So what, I shouldn't be with Iris? Barry, one asked him. I didn't say that, Naruto said as the Iris here seemed similar to the Iris there and he couldn't believe his friends actually helped her drag Barry and lock him up. Other me told me about how you all hate her over there. If you all hate her so much, then why let me be with her, as it seems other me telling her is the only way she knows things at all, Barry, one said. Listen, our universe is great and last I checked we didn't F up on your grand scale cause we don't have Dominators, Naruto said, effectively shutting him up. Should have realized this was coming when I came for you for help, Barry, one said as he walked out of the vault. Guess we all have issues somewhere, Oliver said as he walked in. Barry's happier where you come from isn't he asked Naruto. I mean yeah, I think he is dating this girl called Fiona Webb, Naruto said as that was the name of the girl Barry was dating. Are you sure he is? Oliver asked him. I mean he never really talks about her around us, Naruto said. Sounds like to me he may just be with another woman just because you all disapprove of your Iris. At least that's my opinion, Oliver said as a lot of people lied. If he is, I'd be careful. She drugged him easy and in both worlds apparently, Naruto said to him as that was unforgivable. A lot of people do things when they're scared to lose those they love, surely you know this better than anyone, Oliver said to him and was gonna regret it in the future as Iris was gonna DRG him. I gotta go, Naruto said. Few minutes later. Hey, Naruto said as he approached Barry. What's up? Barry asked him. Are you happy with Fiona? Naruto asked him. What? Of course I am, Barry said. Barry, Naruto said. You know, Barry asked him. Yeah, and don't worry, I won't say anything, but be careful dude, she drugged you once and be careful of what you tell her, Naruto said to him. Believe it or not, she's gotten better, Barry said. Really? Naruto asked, finding that hard to believe. She made sure that she can't get a hold of those DRGs easy, she's been talking less, Barry said. Barry, it sounds like she's forcing herself to change to better suit us, Naruto said as he understood some people needed DRGs for medical reasons but Iris didn't. Well, can you blame her? Linda was in that pod and you never even let her in to see if she was okay or when Wally got hurt. Barry said. Joe almost wanted to cut Wally open when he heard he went to Alchemy, Naruto said as that might have killed him. I want to be with her but nobody wants me to. You all would rather feed her to your zoo than be friends with her, Barry said. And not that desperate but just be safe man, Naruto said as he gave him a hug. We all do things that we end up regretting when it means to protect our loved ones. She may do this but it's all out of love as she is afraid to lose me. You give everyone as many chances as possible and you help them along the way. Why can't the same be done about her? Barry asked him as he knew Iris had made a lot of mistakes and reacted to things badly. Naruto was silent as he couldn't think of something to say to that. Okay, I'll help her and give her another chance, he said. Thank you, Barry said to him gratefully. No problem, but if she DRGs any of us I may just kill her, Naruto said. Barry gave him a look. Okay geez, I was kidding sorta, Naruto said as drugging people was messed up. We drugged Zoom, doesn't that count in a way? Barry asked him. Touché, Naruto said, but not mentioning Zoom was a homicidal maniac wanting to commit universal genocide. Look man, don't tell me you haven't been put in a situation like she's been, being put away as people are trying to protect you? Barry asked him. Naruto thought back to Jiraiya and Asuma as they lied to him in order to protect him about the Akatsuki and died in the process. Guess we both have had AF version of love, he thought as he remembered the third Hokage, and that was complicated all by itself. But look man, if you really think I shouldn't be with Iris then I guess I'll actually give Fiona a chance, Barry said. Just follow your heart, dude, Naruto said to him. Wait, Fiona's real? I thought you were dating Iris, he asked him. Making sure you were paying attention, Barry said with a chuckle. You sly dog, you actually tricked me, Naruto said as they laughed together. Later. So the old guy knew about you as the Dominators told him about Flashpoint. Why is your life so F up? Naruto asked Barry. 1. And there's Dominator ships going worldwide trying to leverage us to surrender me to them, as if they get me they'll leave, Barry. 1 said, not answering Naruto's question. And I tried negotiating with them, it was a no-go, Cisco, 1 said to them. Well, we're not surrendering you to them, no way, Naruto said as they wanted Barry, and that seemed worse than just straight up killing him. Suddenly an alarm went off. Oh, now what? Magenta asked, wondering what they were doing. The Dominator ship over Central City is opening up, Sarah said. And something from the mothership just broke Atmo, not to get too technically but it's really, really big and falling to Earth really, really fast, Felicity said. The meta bomb, VERYYYY said. Why would the uglies drop ships on us if they're just planning on blowing us up? Felicity asked. The ships are just a distraction to stop us from stopping the meta bomb, Oliver said. We can handle it, Jack said, referring to the firestorms. We can? Lily asked. Yes, Jefferson means for us to transmute the bomb into something harmless, Stein said. We haven't transmuted anything that big or anything at all yet, Valentina said as Stein Sr. was telling them about the powers he and Jax discovered. We can talk you through it, Stein said, and with these small devices once places on individual dominators it will cause indescribable agony, not the nicest invention but this is war, he said. Father-daughter team up? Naruto asked as he knew Stein was good but not good enough to do it alone. I had help from my daughter here, Stein said, getting looks from the legends. We'll talk about it later, now let's move, he said as they left. Few minutes later. I see they have their own Steel and Vixen, Naruto said, glancing at Nate and Amaya. DMN, these guys are uglier up close, Barry said. Let's send their asses back home, he said. No SHT, Naruto said as they all began to run and fight. As everyone else fought, the Speedster sped around distributing Stein's devices onto the Dominators. How are we doing on that bomb? Naruto asked curiously. We're slowing it down, but like barely, Cisco, one said as he and Sarah were using the Wave Rider to slow the bomb down. Firestorm, Sunstorm, you're up, Naruto said as the bodies containing two geniuses. On it. Jax and Valentina said as they left the battle to handle the bomb. They're starting to overpower us, Frost said as the Dominators just kept coming. The devices are planted, let me know when to bring the pain, Felicity said. Do it, Oliver said. Suddenly the Dominators began dropping and screeching in agony. Now what about the superhero bomb? Mick asked. They all looked up to see the Wave Rider with the bomb as it began glowing before it turned into water. Nice job everyone, Naruto said happily as the Dominators retreated. Few hours later. What are you doing? VERYYYY asked Naruto. Looking for SHT, these ships have a lot, Naruto said as he found a lot of battery-type devices that were as strong as the sun and some very advanced medicine. Here, maybe Cisco here can analyze it, he said, tossing VERYYYY a battery and a green vial. Well, I guess this is goodbye, VERYYYY said to him. Yep, later, Barry said as he left. I'll take Kara home, make it easier for you guys, Naruto said as he ran with Kara. Earth, 38. So, Kara said, not knowing what to say as her counterpart was dating this guy. Wanna, Naruto asked and was tackled, must not be getting any, he thought to himself. 4 hours later. I'm very jealous of my other self, Kara said as she had never been run so ragged before and it was amazing. Figured you'd be like that, Naruto said with a chuckle. I almost don't want you to leave, Kara said as she held him close as she never felt so loved. Hey, I'm just a universe away, Naruto said to her. I should go see my Kara, he thought to himself. Yeah, and I have a way to call you, Kara said as she held Cisco's interdimensional extrapolator that was linked to Naruto's Earth and VERYYYY's. Later, Naruto said, giving her a passionate kiss, then took off. I want him, Kara thought as her heart raced at the thought. Earth 1.5. Well, everything is normal here, gonna take off, Naruto said as the city was quiet. Yeah, go on, if we need you we'll call, Barry said as Naruto. National City. I see this place is booming, Naruto said as he entered AL's dive bar and ran into a lot of aliens that liked him as he was here a lot. Yep, thanks to your advice, Kara said as Naruto helped this bar out a lot. Hey Naruto, Gen said to him, handing him a drink. She had E-cup melons, firm body, and large bubbly peach. Hello, Kara thought to herself looking at her. Who's the kid? Naruto asked as he saw a young boy sitting at the counter playing with a table and drinking water. A large gray-skinned alien looked at him. Whoa, easy Johnny, he's my friend, Gen said, getting between them. The alien nodded and walked away. What was that about? Naruto asked curiously. That's Garfield Logan, Gen said as she smiled. Marie Logan's kid, didn't she disappear? Naruto asked her. Yeah, she died because of Cadmus. I've been looking after him ever since, Mgan said to them. And apparently all the aliens have a soft spot for him, Kara said, pointing to one with a bird head, giving Garfield a Hershey bar. So how are things with John now that he knows? Naruto asked her. Pretty great. Lillian Luther's latest thing to make a bomb with a virus my dad made was altered by Lena curing him of the transformation her white Martian DNA was causing, Kara said to him. I missed so much, Naruto said to them. Since when does he work here? He asked, looking at Monel behind the counter. Just last week, Kara said, as she still didn't like him. Oh, almost forgot. Happy 13th Earth birthday, Kara, Naruto said as he handed her a bracelet with a small one side with Earth and one side with Krypton. It's appealing, Kara said, very touched by the gift and wanted to repay Naruto in a certain way. Where's Alex? Naruto asked curiously. Dealing with Maggie. She got her tickets for Bare Naked Ladies tonight, Kara said, as Maggie was a fun lay for her and Alex and had been dropping hints that it'd she be soon by Naruto. Why get tickets for those when she can see them for free? Naruto asked with a laugh. You know, maybe there's something better we can do to really kick off my 13th Earth birthday, Kara said. Oh, and what did you have in mind? Naruto asked her. You, me, her, Alex and Maggie all together, Kara said as Mgan blushed. Later at Kara's apartment. Naruto, meet Maggie, my little dirty detective, Alex said as she introduced the woman caught her interest and had to scratch a certain inch. Maggie blushed as she looked away from Naruto. She had large DD cup melons, fit body, and firm peach. Look at his PP, Kara said as she spanked Maggie's peach. You are going to service him, she said as she and Alex had spent a lot of time training and breaking Maggie as they did to the other women Naruto sent to National City. Yes, MSTRS, Maggie said as she met Alex and had crazy amounts of SEC with her and her sister and soon became obsessed with it, giving into them, wanting to please them any way she could, and now as she looked at Naruto she felt incredibly hot. And you, Alex said as she looked at Mgan. Why yes, Mgan said nervously as she was in tune with everyone's thoughts and felt all the horniness and the lewd thoughts they had, making it hard for her to restrain herself. Alex sat down on the bed and spread her legs. Get to work, she said as her sister, who began eating out, Mgan. Maggie, you better please your MSTR, she said as she MMM as Mgan was good. What is it with police women being such good F? Naruto asked as Patty, Irma, and Carrie were wild in bed. Maggie looked up at him as she had 3/4 of his PP down her throat, MMM as she rubbed herself. His PP, she thought as she felt herself feeling drawn to his PP. Here, let me help you, Naruto said as he put his hands on her head and shoved the rest of his PP down her throat, not stopping until she hit his base. Maggie's eyes rose slightly as she began to leak out juices from her PP. I want his PP, she thought, never before thinking she'd want a man, but she felt Naruto was more than any man. Enjoying yourself, Mgan? Kara asked as she gave her peach a slap. Come on, give, and I don't need to be a mind reader to tell you're holding back, she said to her. Yes, I am enjoying this, Mgan said in admittance. Good, what do you say, sis? Wanna break her and even more, Alex said as she and Kara got up and had Mgan get between them. Kara and Alex then began to play with her peach and tips, making Mgan breathe and mm. Naruto groaned loudly as he began leaking down Maggie's throat. What next, MSTR? Maggie asked, wanting to know what he wanted to do to her. Naruto picked Maggie up by the back of her knees. Now Maggie, where do you want it? He said, teasing her PP and peach. Wherever you want, Maggie said as she was completely SBMSSV and wondered what his PP would feel like in her holes. Ly chose, Naruto said as he began thrusting into both quickly. Maggie screamed in pure bliss, feeling more pleasure than she's ever felt before. For Naruto, she's a SLT, Alex said to Naruto as she basically owned Maggie in bed and Naruto owned her. Yeah, but aren't we all? Kara said as she and her sister kissed and got back to work on the woman between them. Mgan MMM loudly as Kara and Alex ate out both of her holes. They're only thinking about breaking me and I want them to do it, she thought as her mind was basically getting as salty as theirs. Maggie's eyes rolled up as Naruto continued to wreck her holes. We should have trained her better. Look at her, Alex said to Kara, making Mgan MMM in displeasure as they stopped. Shut up, Kara said as she slapped Mgan's peach, and you're right, Maggie should have been better, she said to her sister. I'm taking both of her holes at super speed, give her a break, Naruto said as he just leaked in her holes and put her on the bed. My turn, Alex said as she went up to him. Look what I swiped from Maggie, she said holding up a pair of HNDCFFs. Oh, Naruto said as he handcuffed Alex's hands behind her back. Alex fidgeted in excitement as Naruto put her facing down with her peach in the air. Naruto massaged her peach and gave her PP a few licks, making her F me, Alex thought, repeatedly, wanting nothing more. Naruto shoved himself into her peach. Yes, F my dirty hole, Alex said in joy. Naruto gave her peach a hard slap. Are you telling me what to do? He said DMNT and commandingly. No MSTR, Alex said to him in total honesty. That's what I thought, Naruto said to her sternly as he got back to F her peach. Look Mgan, that's gonna be you, Kara said as she raised her head. Actually I have an idea. Mind meld with her, feel everything she feels, she said to Mgan, wanting her mind to be turned to mush muck like Naruto was doing to Alex. Mgan's eyes glowed as she did what she was told and screamed as she felt Alex's pleasure, and to make matters worse Kara was still playing with her body, making her feel even more pleasure. You better be ready cause the real thing is way better, Kara said as she loved the face Mgan was making. MSTR, how is my body? Alex asked, her mind becoming mush. Perfect, Naruto said to her before he leaked inside of her. Mgan screamed in bliss as she climaxed from feeling what Alex was feeling. So Mgan, will you join his HRM, be his lover, and SLT in bed? Kara asked the panting Martian. Mgan blushed brightly as she nodded. I wanna be his pet, she said to Kara, making the woman smile even more. Good choice, Kara said as she kissed her. Now when he's done he'll destroy you, she said, giving Mgan a rough kiss and kissed her lower holes. Naruto laid Alex beside Maggie and decided to leave the HNDCFFs on her as Alex seemed to like them. She's ready, Naruto, Kara said happily as she was pleased with her work on the Martian. As Naruto got close to Mgan, the Martian's whole face became red before she covered her face. Look at him, Kara said angrily, using her super strength on the Martian's peach. Mgan squeaked as she lowered her arms. Okay Kara, I think you're starting to scare her, Naruto said. Good, Kara said as she smiled and felt turned on. I want them to know I'll punish them but reward them when they do good work, she said hotly. Okay, dial it back because you're creeping me out a little, Naruto said as Kara became like Will. I don't need another Will, he said to her. Okay MSTR, Kara said as she got behind Mgan and began liking her holes. You haven't felt a true lover's touch before, have you? Naruto asked. There was a prearranged thing back on Mars 300 years ago. I did not like him. He was too rough and I never felt loved by him, Mgan said, as that was a truly terrible experience. That explains a lot, Naruto said, shooting a look at Kara. What do you wish for me to do? Mgan asked, wanting to do anything he wanted as she could tell she'd be loved and pleased. Do what comes natural, Naruto said as he petted her head. Mgan got on her knees and increased her bust size to large EE cup and wrapped Naruto's PP around her melons. Gotta love shapeshifters, Naruto said as her melons felt incredibly soft and firm. Mgan smiled hearing him praise her. How's it feel? Never thought you'd have a woman wrap your entire PP before, she said to him mentally as her bust wrapped tightly around his PP, only an inch peered through. Tsunade came close, Naruto thought. Mgan became jealous, wanting her to be his sole focus, and worked even harder on his PP. Hey, don't be mad, I was just saying, Naruto thought, feeling her jealousy. Mgan then took his PP into her mouth, increasing the pleasure she was giving him, wanting him to stuff her mouth. Naruto groaned before he began shooting his juices down her throat. Mgan in bliss as she climaxed from tasting his seed and immediately got Naruto on the bed and rode him. Wow, she's tight, Naruto thought to himself as she was tighter than a vice. Best thing about shape-shifting is that I can make my insides do anything, Mgan thought, wanting him to know she'd always be tight. That's good, Naruto thought. Mgan as loud as possible as she made her PP the most sensitive part of her body and climaxed before Naruto leaked inside of her. It's you and me now, Naruto, Kara said as Mgan was out of it. Kara got on her hands and knees and shook her peach at him and loudly as he slapped Peach hard and repeatedly till it was nice and red. Punish me more, she thought happily as she loved the pain she received. I always love smacking this super peach of yours, Naruto said with a smirk. I love it too, Kara said as she screamed out in bliss. You love any attention I give you, don't you? Naruto asked as he vibrated his fingers and inserted them in her PP. Always, Kara said as she craved his attention in any way she could get it. I love how you girls lose it when I start vibrating, Naruto said as it sent them into overdrive, especially when he got faster, making it that much more pleasurable. Can you blame us? Kara asked as the pleasure was out of this world. Nope. Naruto said simply. How do you plan to wreck me today? Kara asked, wet with anticipation. Naruto grinned as he began vibrating before he began pounding both holes very quickly as he grabbed her melons and kissed her neck. Kara screamed in pure bliss, glad my body is so tough it'll be hard to completely wreck me, she thought as she was glad her body healed and was indestructible, cause Naruto would have destroyed her long ago. Naruto turned her head and pulled her into a kiss, making her enjoy feeling his vibrating lips against her own. I swear I'll never stop loving him, Kara thought as the SEC was just a way for Naruto to show his love. Kara screamed in bliss, which was muffled by Naruto's lips as she climaxed from his onslaught of vibrational thrusts and actions to her body. Oh, just thought you should know if your double, Naruto said to her. Did you destroy her and make her addicted to you like all the women you've touched? Kara asked, wanting to know how her counterpart fared. Yep, Naruto said to her. I love you, Kara said as she let out some tears of joy. I love you too, Naruto said as they kissed again. Kara screamed in bliss against his lips as he leaked inside of her holes. Naruto kissed her forehead as he gathered the girls and put them together on the bed before pulling the covers over them all, and they slept. The next day. So glad you decided to help out at the bar, usually in the morning. Mgen drawed off as smoke came out of the bar's entrance. Oh no, she said as Kara and Naruto raced in and saw Garfield under some rubble and had a stab wound. Gar, she said. He's lost a lot of BLD and I can't move him, he'll suffer more damage, Naruto said as he couldn't move Garfield without hurting him or possibly killing him. What's his BLD type anyway? Maybe we can speed towards a hospital, Kara said. Oh negative, Mgen said. The city is low on BLD, Kara said as there was a massive BLD shortage. What are you doing? Naruto asked Mgen as her eyes glowed red. Going to change my BLD to match his, to make the transfusion, Mgen said in urgency. I swore I'd never lose him and that is a promise I won't break, she said in urgency. I'll get a transfusion kit, Naruto said as he ran off and came back in a second. Mgen put one of needles in her arm and put the other in Garfield's. I hope this ends well, Naruto thought to himself. Who trashed this place anyway? Kara asked. I know. Johnny said as he held his arm and was a bit bloody. He came in at 8, usually that's when Gan shows up for her morning shift. He was a white Martian. He trashed the place looking for you. Mgen said he was looking for his wife, he said. Oh no, Mgen said in fear. I tried to protect the kid, but he was too strong, Johnny said. Thank you, Mgen said gratefully. Can we move him to the infirmary at the DEO yet? Kara asked Mgen. I've patched him up and have given him enough BLD to replace the amount he's lost, but he's not out of the woods yet, Mgen said as she pulled the needles out and picked Garfield up. Hold on, Naruto said as he vibrated Garfield, all the debris should be gone from his body. I'll go, he said to her. Mgen begrudgingly nodded as she gave Garfield to him. Few minutes later at the DEO. Mgen sat beside the Garfield as he laid on a bed as she held his hand in her own. This is new, Naruto said as he could have sworn Garfield's eyes were brown, not emerald green. I'll tear this monster apart with my bare hands, Hank said angrily as he met Garfield and quickly grown accustomed to the boy as he reminded him of his children. His name is Armek, once upon a time he was my husband, Mgen said as she exited the room. Gar was in feeling tremendous shame. She feels guilty, Naruto said as he could guess Armek did this to Garfield intentionally as he must have read the boy's mind to know how close they were. This guy must have been around a while. I mean, that guy said he came in at the exact time Gan does her morning shift, Kara said. And today she came at 8:30 with us, Naruto said, feeling guilty he kept her. We need to put this guy in the ground, he said firmly. You're out of your league, you've never faced telepathy like his before and he is the worst of my kind, Gan said as she knew about Grodd with Naruto as she could feel their link. That makes me feel so much better, Win said, now more nervous than ever. They were interrupted when they heard a loud roar. What was that? Win asked nervously. Naruto looked into the medical room and saw a green tiger in Garfield's bed. Is that? Kara asked, unsure of what she was thinking was true. It must be a effect of the BLD transfusion, Naruto said to her. Why, is he green? Gan asked, wondering how her DNA was making him green when she was a white Martian. You must have given him green Martian BLD instead of your natural white Martian BLD, Naruto said as Gan told him she wanted to be a green Martian more than anything and she must have been subconsciously making her cells like that of a green Martian. Great, if it's not one thing it's dozens, Hank said as he saw the boy change into multiple animals unconsciously. Humans are believed to have been descended from animals, maybe he's tapping into that ancestry, Naruto said to him. That sounds so cool, Win said. Hey, how's Gar? Sorry, I was busy helping the. Another Mgan said as she raced in and saw the Mgan that was with them. OSHT, Naruto thought as he froze time. Okay, who's who? He asked himself as he looked at the Mgan. I swear Martians are able to mimic a person perfectly, he said as it was hard to tell the difference. Naruto kept contemplating before something hit him. Wait, only Mgan could know this, he thought as he sped time back. Quick, what's your favorite TV show? He asked her. Hello, Megan, the Mgan that just arrived said. Yep, evil guy, Naruto said as this was a classic villain thing. When they knew they were caught they realized in taunting the person. John stopped Armek from fleeing and the two began to clash. Armek swung but John dodged before tackling him into the monitors, causing the lights to begin flickering. Just as the lights went out, Win typed on a computer, turning on the auxiliary power just as Hank stood up and saw Armek was gone. SHT, Naruto said. Hank went over to a computer and typed on it. Lockdown mode initiated, a robotic voice said as every entrance and exit in the tower began to lock and close. Only way to get this thing is to trap it in here with us, Hank said, wanting to put the man down. It could be any one of us, Kara said as this was dangerous. Wish you didn't say that, Naruto said as the others began to glance at each other as the agents reached for their weapons. I'm me, assholes, he said, making lightning dance around him. I have a way, John said as he led them to the lab. Everyone watched as he turned a Bunsen burner on. Fire, Naruto said as John told him a while back that Martians were extremely sensitive to fire. There was a time when we were hiding on Mars, trying to build a resistance to the white Martians. We worked out of a network of caves, but they would infiltrate us, send in spies to wreak havoc. Anyone who came through the mouth of the cave had to put their hand to the fire, John said as it would show their true skin. What did the fire do? Kara asked. This. Mgan said as she put her hand to it, revealing her white Martian skin. Okay, that's not creepy at all, Win said as that was very creepy. Naruto bashed his skull into a nearby wall. Word of advice, idiot, Win isn't morbid and usually opens with a joke, he said simply. Win turned around and backhanded him right through the glass of the lab. Kara blasted him with heat vision, making a hole in him, then realized something and grabbed Alex by the throat. Where is my sister? You're too quiet, and Alex would have fired before anyone, she said angrily. I won't waste the words, spoils the fun, Armek said as he punched her in the face. Everyone felt the room rumble as Armek turned around to see a green buffalo charging at him, tackling him right into a wall. Everyone watched as the buffalo transformed into a green-skinned Garfield. Oh yeah, who's bad, he said, grinning. Okay, this is a new one, Naruto said as he never expected this. Armek was coming behind Garfield until a metal pipe was shoved through Armek's skull courtesy of Mgan. Nobody messes with my little brother, Gan said as she stood over the corpse and pulled Garfield in a hug. Speaking of siblings, where's mine be and where's Win? Kara said looking at the white Martian wanting to put another hole in it. I can find her, Garfield said as he changed into a bloodhound. How is he doing that so easily? Naruto asked curiously. Also dude please stop, he said as Garfield looked like he was gonna sniff his own ass. Garfield went sniffing down the hall. Few minutes later. Win shot up panting. The white Martians, they're here, he said in urgency. Whoa, easy, we just got you and Alex out of those sticky web cocoon things, Naruto said to him. What do we do with these? Kara asked referring to the two white Martian corpses. Burn them, Gan and John said as that was the worst and most dishonorable way for a Martian to die. Unlike humans who saw it as an honorable way, it was terrible to Martians. Be back soon, Kara said as Naruto. 3 days later. Why does the most F-up SHT always happen on Christmas? Naruto asked as each year some F-up SHT always happened. I'm telling you, I keep seeing reverb and rupture, Cisco said as he was having Daimars again. And there's this, what did the thing call it again? Barry asked. Brahmastra, otherwise known as the Philosopher's Stone, Naruto said as that was what was causing visions for people Savatar picked. And this paper was all written by Julian Albert, Barry said as he saw the bylines. Julian is a pawn I found out a while ago, but I couldn't tell you guys because if Barry knew Savatar knew, Naruto said as he had been keeping tabs on Julian. I knew there was something up with him, Barry said angrily. He's under Savatar's control dude, Naruto said as they couldn't be rash with this. So what do we do? Cisco asked. We bring in help, Naruto said. Who? Barry asked. Jay, we need to go to Earth 3.5, Naruto said as Jay knew a lot about the Speed Force. Alright, I'll open a breach, Cisco said as he looked for Jay's Earth. Earth 3.5. What do you say we take in the afterlife, big boy? Trickster, 3.5 asked Jay as they were handcuffed together and Trickster had a bomb strapped to his chest. Naruto and Barry sped in and freed Jay, stopped the bomb and wrapped the Trickster up. Nice timing, Jay said as he was impressed by how fast they were. You're welcome, Barry said. There's something wrong with my eyes. I'm seeing double, the flash hit me too hard. I'm gonna sue you Saucerhead, the Trickster of Earth 3.5 said. Yeah, shut up, Naruto said as the cops took Trickster to the jail car. I had that, kid, Jay said with a smirk. That's what I always say, even when I don't, Barry said with a laugh. I'm assuming you didn't come to Earth 3.5 to stop my Trickster, Jay said to them. We have something to talk to you about. A speedster, named Savatar, Barry said. Let's talk in private, Jay said as they went to a Big Belly Burger. Triple B always tastes the same no matter where it is, Naruto said as it was basically universal. So. Savatar, apparently you all have become powerful enough to challenge him, Jay said. No, we just pissed him off, Naruto said referring to Barry. Listen, I heard through the universal grapevine that there might be someone that can help you but no one goes to his Earth too afraid to try, Jay said. Woke is he? Barry asked with a stuffed mouth. Okay again without the mouth full, Naruto said to him. Who is he? Barry asked as he swallowed his food. Never got his name but I can point you toward his Earth, Jay said to him. Thank you, do you think you can help us get a stone away from him, Naruto asked him. If there's trouble you know I'll be racing towards it, Jay said to them as he felt close to them after they saved his life. Thanks, what Earth is this guy on? Barry asked curiously. Earth 16.5, Jay said as the speedsters began running to said Earth. Earth 16.5. So how do we find this guy? Barry asked Naruto. How else do you find a speedster hero or villain? Look at the news or a newspaper, Naruto said to him. Barry grunted as a newspaper hit him in the face. That was convenient, Naruto said as he pulled it off. The team of young heroes Young Justice once again beats down crime as they take down the likes of Metallo and the Parasite, "Oh, you have got to be kidding me," he said as he showed the picture to Barry. "Is that Savatar? In red?" "Actually, red really works with that suit," Barry said as it looked cool. "Focus," Naruto said, hitting him on the head with the newspaper. "Also try to avoid drawing too much attention," he said to him. "Well, where do we go?" Barry asked him. Suddenly a bank's alarm went off. "That was convenient again," Barry said as they waited to see who'd show up. "Come on," Naruto said. Few seconds later. "Now we wait," Naruto said as they stood on a rooftop watching the bank robbers shooting at the cops. "Okay, but the moment I think someone's about to die I'm stepping in," Barry said to him. "Alright," Naruto said as they waited. Suddenly white lightning began racing around the bank robbers until they were tied together, showing this world Savatar, who waved as the people took pictures. "Let's go," Naruto said to Barry as they ran past Savatar, gaining his attention. "What the?" Savatar said as he followed. "I swear I hate that suit, it's a cheat," Naruto said to him as they were only a tenth of Savatar's speed. "I don't think it's the suit, I think it's himself," Barry said in surprise. Savatar was on them and held them up by the backs of their suits. "This is humiliating," Naruto said to himself. "Okay, whoever you are, time for a talk," Savatar said as he took them somewhere. Few minutes later. "Nice cave," Naruto said. "You better stay, otherwise you'll back Big Bro mad," Savatar said. "Big Bro? How old are you?" Barry asked, curious as to how old the man was. "Couple years clone-wise, but I look like I'm at least 17, other dimension dad," Savatar said. "Hold up, Dad?" Naruto asked, wondering who he was referring to. Savatar's suit opened up to show. "Godspeed? What the?" Naruto asked in surprise. "I used to go by Godspeed until I tapped into the speed force so greatly I made my armor. Henry Bartholomew Allen at your service," Savatar said as he took his mask off to show a young kid with red hair. "Oh, he's yours. Wow, I was worried I had a double here," Naruto said in relief as one of him was enough. "Does your world have a Iris West Allen? Is she white and have red hair like mine?" Henry asked. "She's white / she has red hair," Barry and Naruto said in curiosity. "Yep," Henry said to both of them. Suddenly a blue gum-like blob zipped around the room. "Easy morph, they're just people I'm talking to," Henry said. "About what?" a low neutral-toned voice said as they looked down the hall to see two glowing red eyes in the darkness. "They're Speedster world travelers, Big Bro," Henry said. "We need to leave this earth, I swear this is too freaky even for us," Barry said, wondering if this was worth it. Barry and Naruto gulped as they saw Henry's big brother. The male very muscular but has somewhat of a lean build as his body is mostly dark, gray, black ash. But there is gray armor markings on its chest, almost looking like ribs sticking out of the flesh. There is even some gray armor markings at the legs and arms with two pairs of fins sticking out. One pair on the arms which have clawed hands and a spike sticking out on each wrist, and the other on the legs. The face is what is frightening as it looks like a skull but has a mask and muscled coil or bone around the neck as if it's a lion's mane. The skull mask has a long fin sticking out facing backwards as the eyes are glowing, palish yellow-white which are arched back, and finally the pair of pale purple orbs are sticking on the forehead and the belt buckle, glowing very ominously. Overall this man looks like something from the dead, and with the red mantle placed over the body he looks like a demon sent from hell. Holy SHT, both Barry and Naruto thought. The name's Ultimus, why are you here? If I don't like what I hear I'll let Savatar take your speed and then I'll tear you apart, Ultimus said as he got in their face. It's like those glowing eyes are boring a hole into my soul, Barry thought. Dude, I can't believe you have a kid like this, I'm kinda impressed, Naruto said in total honesty. Ultimus' wrist blades extended going towards their necks. I'm still waiting for an answer, he said impatiently. Starting to see why other world people don't come here, Naruto said. That's mostly the work of one of my dads, Darkside, Ultimus said. Darkside, is your dad? Naruto asked in surprise. Among others, now answers, Ultimus said. There's a Savatar on Earth we need help with, we're trying to get the Philosopher's Stone from him but we need all the help we can get, Barry said. Kill them, Ultimos said simply. Bro just chill, Henry said to Hai. Okay, little bro, Ultimus said. He listens to you. Yep, all of us. All of our 10 other siblings, Henry said. 12 siblings all together. Naruto asked. We 100% sure he's not the father, Barry asked looking at Naruto as that seemed like a small. It's a family we made inside Cadmus as they made us, Ultimus said to him. He may be one of Big Bro's fathers, he's got a lot of them scattered throughout the multiverse, Henry said. Will you help us? Barry asked them desperately. No, Ultimo said to them. Come on Big Bro, please. I wanna see you kick this bad Savatars but, Henry said in excitement. Fine but only because it'd make you happy, Ultimus said as he rubbed Henry's head. The blob named Morph flew around excited. Besides I'm bored maybe this'll be exciting, Ultimus said as he rolled his neck making the joints pop loudly. Naruto and Barry grabbed their necks as pops that loud sounded painful. Let's go, world trip, Henry said as he jumped back in his suit. I see this going very wrong, Naruto said to Barry getting to a nod. Earth 1.5. Hey, you're back, whoa. Cisco said as Ultimus, Savatar and Morph exited the breach. STR Labs, not as cool as mine, Ultimus said. You actually got him? Jay asked impressed. Hello otherworld version of Mr. Garrick, Henry said. Meet Savatar from Earth 16.5 who apparently, is my son there, Barry said as Henry exited his suit and showed his face. Red hair / he's not mixed. Frost and Caitlin asked finding that curious. Apparently Iris is white there and has red hair, Barry said as he wondered how she looked. Hi, Mr. Vibe, Henry said as he shook his hand. Who's the scary dude who looks like he wants to kill us all, Cisco asked him. My big brother, Henry said as that scared a lot of people as they expected someone like Ultimos coming from Naruto. Ultimus is the name, doing whatever and kicking evil but is my game, Ultimus said. Why are you wearing a fedora? Cisco asked. Because I want to, got a problem? Ultimus asked his eyes shining brightly. We're cool man, Cisco said backing away. I don't know if this proves he's Darkseids or not cause he's calmer, Naruto thought as it was a bit of a mix. Bro, don't scare my new friends, Henry said. Sorry, Ultimus said. You're lucky you found him on a good day, Henry said. I like him, Frost said as he seemed like good company, but try that scary SHT on my daughter and I'll kill you, she said to him. I would never harm a child, it goes against everything I am, Ultimus said as he made a building-like ice sculpture in the palm of his hand, for you, he said handing it to Frankie. Cool, Frankie said. Can you do that? Naruto asked Frost and Caitlin. Frost flipped Ultimos off and Caitlin gave Naruto a so-so sign. Suddenly a beeping was heard. There's energy coming from the top of the Schultz building. That's the stone, Cisco said as he ran to deal with comms. Okay people, time to suit up and hero up, Ultimus said as he just left. Big Bro's rallying cry, Henry said as he entered his suit. We definitely made a mistake, Barry said to Naruto as this was absolute insanity. Few minutes later. It's over Alchemy, Barry said as he, Naruto, Jay, Henry and Ultimus arrived. Hello false gods, Alchemy said. How am I false? Ultimus said to him in calm anger. Yeah shut up you SCP looking weirdo, Henry said. Your armor is garbage, Alchemy said to him. It's pure Speed Force armor dipstick, created from my own Speed Force energy, Henry said. Well try this, Alchemy said as he showed the stone causing the suit Henry wore to break. Oh well, Henry said as lightning danced around him and he made a new suit. Ah it's that simple, Naruto said as he looked at the armor scrapes. Henry was experimented on by Cadmus, that's what made him come to this point, he's literally the ultimate speedster, Ultimus said to him. We'll see about that, Alchemy said as Savatar-.5 appeared. My suit looks cooler, Henry said as he was then punched in the face. My speed keeps increasing by the day, Savatar said to him. Henry socked Savatar in the face then the gut before kicking him in the chin with a flip before landing on his feet in a stance. Foolish boy, I know all about you. I spent time in the Speed Force longer than you have. I've seen your armor and you are weak, Savatar said to him. I don't care, Ultimus said as he blasted Savatar making him slide across the ground before going through a wall. Ah, the clone of Darkseid be gone, Savatar said as he ran and opened a breach. Never, Ultimus said as he pointed his hand at the breach and closed it. What? Savatar said in surprise. You insulted my sibling and hurt his feelings, so for that I am going to crush you. Ultimus said. Oh yeah? Savatar asked. Ree was heard as morph splattered onto Savatar's face. Savatar grunted as he tried to pull the blob off but couldn't. Henry's armor opened up like Savatar's does before white lightning began to leave Savatar and enter Henry's suit. Savatar groaned as he dropped to a knee and began laughing. Why is he laughing? Barry asked. Henry soon stopped as he fell to the floor as his armor broke again. Stop doing that, Henry said in pain as he felt the energy he absorbed was messed up. I'm not here, boy, you're absorbing phantom energy. I don't truly exist here. Ultimus charged in and kicked Alchemy, sending him bouncing across the pavement before slamming into a building. Give me that, he said as he took the stone. No, Savatar said. Henry charged and tackled him. It's not my suit that gives me my speed, it's just for show really, he said to Savatar. Mom, he said as he looked at his mother. Close the box, Naruto said to him. Got it, Ultimus said as he did just that. No, Henry said till Ultimus restrained him. Dude, we can see her when we get home, Ultimus said before a breach opened up under them. Goodbye, Savatar said. If you don't get him I'll come back and kill him myself, Ultimus said as he fell through. Alchemy, Savatar said as he picked him up and ran away. Does he forget we have the stone and box? Cisco said, getting the box. Apparently, Naruto said to them. Let's find Alchemy/Julian, as that hit from Ultimus really would put anyone in a hospital, Barry said to them. Why save Alchemy but not the stone, Cisco said as he tried something as he tried making a breach to Earth 16.5 and saw he couldn't. Ultimus and Henry must have scared him, that's why he won't let you go there to get them, Naruto said. Good, because that guy being pissed off could mean doomsday for Earth, Jay said. What are we gonna do with the stone now? Barry asked as he held the box. We need to keep it somewhere safe, maybe the negative speed force, Naruto said to him. Somewhere Savatar can't reach it as he's connected to the speed force. Genius, Jay said, impressed by that thought. Now what about Henry's suit pieces? Cisco asked as he picked one up. I have an idea, Naruto said. Few hours later. You want to go into the speed force and make new suits out of these fragments? Patty asked curiously. Henry said he makes his suit through his own speed force energy and clearly none of us can reach his level of energy to do it, Naruto said. I'm in, Linda said as she wanted in. How many suits can you make? Cisco asked. One for all the speedsters present, Naruto said as he referred to him, Barry, Wally, Patty, Linda, and Jessie. Why do you have 2 bags? Frost asked him curiously. One for the speed force and negative speed force, Naruto said to them. So how does this work? Just toss them in and out comes the suits? Cisco asked. No, we need to go in and forge our suits, Naruto said as Cisco opened a breach. Good luck, Cisco said as he hated this type of breach as no one but speedsters could enter it. Let's get started, Naruto said as they entered it. Well, this is new, Naruto said as he was in a place of conflict and peace. Hello Naruto, 2 voices said as he saw Sasuke and himself. What is this? I've been around the speed force yet I haven't seen this before, Naruto said. You're on the rim so to speak, or straight down the middle of a coin. This is where the speed force and negative speed force touch, they both said, making Naruto feel a little awkward. And what? only I can enter here. Naruto asked. Yes, and now you must go to forge your new suit, they said, disappearing. Well, this'll be a nightmare, Naruto said, as a place where chaos and order were happening didn't seem safe or stable to say the least. Later. Okay, I can do this, Naruto said as he gathered his pieces and focused his energy. Want some help? Ultimus asked as he popped up from over Naruto, making him yelp. The hell are you doing here? Besides trying to give me a heart attack, Naruto said. I helped Henry forge his armor once, thought I'd give you some advice, Ultimus said to him. No, I mean, how are you here? Naruto asked. You think you're the only one with connections to these places? Ultimus asked. And I thought I had connections, Naruto said to him. I have the combined portions of DNA of heroes and villains across the multiverse, who knows, maybe you're one of them, Ultimus said to him. Okay, I get it, I'm thinking of combing my energy into the fragments, Naruto said, wanting to balance out his positive and negative energy into the armor, not wanting to keep them in separate pieces. Before you do that, Ultimus said as electricity left the fragments and entered his arm, now I've removed Henry's energy from them, so now it'll be easier, he said, as they were just scraps of Henry's energy and Speed Force energy, which would have given Naruto imbalance. How's Henry taking the loss? Naruto asked him curiously. He feels cheated, as do I, as if we had a chance your Savatar would be 6 foot under by now, Ultimus said. Yeah, Naruto said as he was amazed the clone teen could move so fast, but smiled as he saw it as a speed he wanted to succeed. He was originally made with only a speedster DNA, which could never work. Do you know why? Ultimus asked. The Speed Force energy would overload him, basically doing to him what happened to Zoom, Naruto said, as taking DNA from speedsters was a bad idea as each speedster had unique energy. Exactly, so they decided to try and be funny and add the DNA of someone without the Speed Force in them. They used Iris West. Wanting to make it funny how the Flash would get killed by the son of his #1 follower, Ultimus said with a chuckle. And that worked? Naruto asked him. Yep, and so the ultimate speedster was born, augmented to become it just like me and my siblings. We were made to kill the League and anyone else Cadmus thought was a threat, Ultimus said to him. You're not a weapon, you're a person. Screw Cadmus, they're a bunch of assholes. I see you all for who you are. People, we don't choose how we come in the world, but we do get to decide on how we live for ourselves and who we wish to be, Naruto said to him. Robin, Aqualad, and Kid Flash already helped us. I always tried to escape till they locked me up, and my youngest brother Superboy saved me, and we saved our siblings and them and escaped together, Ultimus said, actually smiling at the memory and saw himself begin to fade. Looks like my time is up, kick his butt, he said as he faded. I will, Naruto said before he got a thought of Ultimus' armor and an idea came to him. Later. Naruto stood proud in his new armor as it was the same size as his other suit but now made of metal. His face mask was now more a helmet, his eyes shining with black and white lightning. His chest logo was no longer just a yellow lightning bolt, it had a yellow circle around it. His arms were now yellow as well, but he had white and black gauntlets. His legs were covered in armor that seemed to just spark out lightning. Naruto, Barry said as he showed up wearing his new suit, which was still like his old suit but unlike his last one. His face now had a blue visor, blue on his sides and arms and on his inner thighs. You guys look so cool, Wally said as he showed up in the same suit, but it was a metallic gray and the red was now gold. Well, I feel underdressed, Jessie said as she showed up in a CC tight red and yellow one-piece and red elbow gloves. Made it, Linda said as she appeared with a metal version of her old suit much like her old one, but she had a new helmet with eye visor. Patty, why does yours look like a cop car turned into a suit? Barry asked as it was mostly black and became white at the stop and had 2 pieces of red on one arm and blue on the other. She looked like her suit was designed with a police car in mind. I couldn't think of anything else, Patty said. I figured Godspeed and Lady Godspeed would have similar upgraded suits, Barry said. I'm about to use this upgraded suit against your head, Patty said to him threateningly. We can give them new paint jobs and tech upgrades when we get home, Naruto said as he. Can you imagine what my dad would do if he saw this? Jessie asked as she struck a few posses. Have a slide, Naruto said to her as that was what had happened in his opinion. And probably make a new suit for me, Jessie said as her dad didn't like her in revealing clothing ever. Probably, now let's go home, Naruto said as they all ran out the Speed Force. I hope the best for all of you my speedsters, and remember nothing is impossible, keep riding the lightning, the Speed Force thought as it looked at its speedsters. Oh come on, where am I now? Naruto asked as he looked around. Infantino Street, he said in confusion. No please, don't do this, a voice said as he moved down the street to see Barry looking at Savatar who had Iris. What the heck? Naruto said before Yellow Lightning raced and grabbed him. STR Labs. The F was that, Naruto said as that future was impossible. The future kid, Jay said to him. No I'm not getting sucked into that timeline, Naruto said as he knew he screwed them already, as when a speedster went to the future they made that time more likely. You know the golden rule, the future is always changing, for all we know that was a possibility. This is why the Speed Force doesn't like those going to the future, one cannot know about their own destiny, not that you care about destiny, Jay said as that was a rule a lot of people like to fight, some barely able to succeed. DMN right, I don't. Well, you gonna stay for our Christmas party? Naruto asked him. I don't see anything wrong with spending time with you all before I go home, Jay said. Hey, you can meet your doppelganger, Naruto said to him as that'd be fun. I already know, I'm Barry's father's doppelganger, Jay said as he knew from how Barry looked at him. Well, there goes that plan, Naruto said as they left. 2 weeks later. How much did you spend on this? Frost asked as all the heroes were in the museum looking at their exhibits. This might help you with PR, Oliver, Diggs said as he saw Oliver's Green Arrow statue. You'd be surprised that it didn't even cost me $1,000, Naruto said as Green Arrow was pretty easy. That sucks, Oliver said as that hurt his ego. I meant all of this, your statue getting it perfect was like 100,000, Naruto said to him as he spent a good lot of money on this museum, as he had to admit HR's idea had merit. Really? Oliver asked. But it really didn't affect my bank account that much, say what you want about H.R. he really knows what he's saying, Naruto said as this certainly would increase funding. Look at me, Cal said seeing his statue was perfect, also why not just call me to make them, he asked as he made a lot of statues. If I wanted them to be targets for thieves, sure, Naruto said to him. Might make me less scary, Bruce said sounding a little sad about that. Oh man, Ray said happily seeing himself made of stone. These are pretty decent replicas, and remember there's only room for one cold gun wielding badass, Snart asked as he saw his statue holding a cold gun as he resigned being a villain and saw being a hero was a little better. I'm not stupid, all of these things are just for show. One of H.R's ideas, Naruto said as he could guess Snart was thinking he was an idiot making these. These look pretty good, Thea said, seeing the statues and their suits on live display. Wait, Arsenal, she said seeing her and Roy's suit titles switched. Wah, H.R. I thought I said check these things over twice, Naruto said to the man who was on a coffee break. Oh dude, these things are awesome, Cisco said as he checked out the solid hologram of them for each exhibit. This is amazing, HR said as he was drinking high-grade coffee from the jitters inside the museum riding a Segway scooter. Where'd he get that? Felicity asked curiously. He had an idea of people riding them on the tour, Naruto said as he thought it was takey. Do we make money off this? Renee asked curiously. You all make 2% off the profits, Naruto said to them, which they all agreed to. Whoa, who are these two? Jax asked seeing two statues of people he hasn't met. Nissa suggested recruits for the team, meet sisters Artemis Croc and Jade Gwyn. Artemis is thinking of going for her name or Tigress and Jade is Cheshire, Oliver said as they came out. They were also the ones that sniffed out Evelyn being a spy for Prometheus, Naruto said as the girl was now having her memories erased and taken by John. Nice to meet you all, Artemis said to them, she has low D-cup melons, athletic body, and a toned peach. Sup, Jade said to them, she had low E-cup melons, curvy body and round hips, and a large peach. Does every woman she trains always gotta be so hot? Cisco asked as the assassin sent him a look. Careful their long hair, Artemis said as she took out some knives. So wait, who's gonna be the tour guide? Caitlin asked. Them, Naruto said as holograms of all of them appeared. Still hot, Sarah said as hers had a mask for obvious reasons. The holograms then started to fizzle out. Dang things, we're still working out all the kinks, Naruto said as he got to work with it with Hartley, Bree, and Cisco. Check this out, Thea said as there was a small room for the villains. Yep, also virtual reality game, Naruto said as Wally, Jesse, Artemis, and Frankie went to check it out. It has all of us cool, Wally said as he selected Kid Flash and a holographic suit appeared. Real life experience, Naruto said as a lot of villains appeared. I might come here and abuse this, Felicity said seeing the Green Arrow's villains. Ditto, Oliver and Thea said as they wanted to shoot Merlin and Deathstroke repeatedly. Few hours later. Geez, what hit you? Naruto asked. A thief pirate guy with some futuristic-like gun, Barry said as Caitlin looked him over. A pirate. Right, then we shall call this scurvy lad boy the name of Plunder. Plunder, agreed. H.R. said in a gruff-like voice like a pirate making Frankie laugh. OF everyone grab onto Cisco and Cisco vibe me please, Naruto said as everyone did so and saw the future Naruto saw. OSHT, Barry said as he sat back down. Yeah, this one was my bad, we just need to avoid doing certain things and believing that future is set in stone, Naruto said not wanting them to give into or solely focus on that future. Yeah, besides you saw me, I didn't have my new speed suit on, what if that was like an alternate one? A potential future. Barry said as he hated the future. Yeah, now come on, let's go live in the present, Naruto said as they all left. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for more crossovers. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author pyrohelixdrago on FANFICTIONnet. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video, till then goodbye.